Hello Taurus, it's Sonia of True Light Guide, bringing your September 2018 angel reading and energy forecast. Aren't you glad that Mercury retrograde is over? Ever since I've started this video 3 times. My communication's off, my computer's wonky. I get it. I get what it's done to you, and I'm sorry, but it's over. You can breathe a sigh of relief. This month is going to bring you something that is my favorite message to deliver, but there's a little price to pay for it. Just meaning that if you want the change in your life, that understand change is going to feel uncomfortable, and that's it. Okay? If it's comfortable, if it's familiar, it's more of the same, and your life is ready for a massive upgrade. That's going to take you a little bit of a while, okay? Understand this is going to be about a 6-month jaunt where it's steady and gentle, progressive, and we'll get into that, and that's going to really come through in the way of your career and your personal growth. So let's start with how these readings will go. We're going to touch in love, career, and personal growth, and each one of the readings will begin with this card. This is the main card telling you what's coming. This is what's going to happen, and now we're going to find out what you can do about it. So as the situation's coming up for you, the second card is going to give you the opportunity. How do you make an opportunity out of what's coming to you? I mean, the cards are going to be dealt to you. What are you going to do with it? Because there's 2 ways to deal with life. You can either be in an obstacle, right, which is really just dealing with an outside power struggle and like trying to fight the flow, or you step into your personal power and align to the universe and your angels and the guidance that's there, and you work with the flow of it and step into an opportunity. Okay, one's going to be a lot more forceful energy, and the other one's going to allow things to evolve. And ultimately, you're going to see what outcome you can have if you follow this advice. So let's tap in. In the way of your love life, it's actually looking very harmonious. This is the one area of your life where you're feeling stability and certainty with your stubborn nature. They're really commending the sense of you hung in there even when other people didn't want to. When other people weren't certain about things, you stuck to your guns, and ultimately it's created a great sense of stability within your, not just love life, but in friendships, family situations. Things were able to stay consistent and clear, and yes, a lot of people did lean on you because you don't move, right? And maybe some people pushed a little hard, but they are saying you did great, and there is a happily ever after. Understand that life comes with, all varieties of experiences, just like, if it was flavors, right? It's all different types, and, that's what's coming to you, right? This is the message, but you understand the underlying sense of stability that comes from that. So how are you going to make the best opportunity out of this is really to be clear, analytical, any new unions or work opportunities. So this is where I have a very hard time communicating. Review all communication that you've had in the month. Make sure documents, contracts, anything that was done, especially during Mercury retrograde, is very clear and concise, because the communication, it is really, they're showing it to me. I'm witnessing it as I'm trying to speak through. It feels like I can't even describe this. It's like a mouthful of cotton with gum. I don't know. Either way, in order to maintain this beautiful harmony, make sure those documents, any written communication, is clear, reviewed, and just go to it from a place of truthful and analytical. It's not about the emotion. It's just like clear up the junk, keep it simple, sweetie, right? Kiss use that method. And ultimately, the outcome will be that, yes, you'll have a lot of progress, a lot of activity in the way of your, relationships, but you're also going to have more fun, because you're going to be able to develop more balance by being more clear about what's your responsibility and what's others, right? Because that's a huge part where you've been this consistent, stable, and others got to play and do their stuff. Now, into September, it's your time to say, okay, I did that for you while you got your stuff together, or you got into your new job, but now that's your responsibility. It's not mine to keep. This goes back to you. That frees up more of my time, brings in more balance. We cooperate and work with each other, and now you get to have more fun this month in your relationships, Taurus. So enjoy this time, okay? Because your relationships are the most gentle of all the energy. The other 2 areas are looking to be shaken up just a bit, but for good reasons. Your career life, the card very directly says this situation does not serve you. It's not serving you. It's not serving your higher good. It's not serving the company. I think you've recognized this. But I feel like it's not personal either. It's not necessarily like bad, like they're saying bad attachments or like bad management, but they're also acknowledging, like, in this case, it was just kind of like, wow, like it just doesn't fit anymore. It just doesn't work anymore. And it's okay. It's not anyone's fault. It's not necessarily a bad situation. Some of you, I know it is, right? It's the more typical for their kind of, for the ones who it's like, you can feel it, but you can't figure out why. Like, it doesn't look that bad, but you just know it's not any more of a fit. And that's okay. The advice to step into an opportunity is to see that your dreams are fulfilled. This was a dream once upon a time. It fulfilled some old values for you, some old needs. It's kind of like, buying a car before kids and buying a car after kids. You know what I mean? Maybe having a big honking truck for when you're living in the country versus and then taking that big honking truck and trying to drive downtown Toronto and find parking, right? It just is, right? It suited you for a certain amount of time. So acknowledge where your dreams have come true. And the hard work is leading you to future success as well. So hang in there. The outcome of this is an epiphany. So you're going to grow. Your soul is ready for this. You're going to release anywhere that you're holding on to. I want to say any veils, any deceit, anywhere that you're lying to yourself or you're being unclear. That's going to fall away. You're going to see the truth of it, the matter, in an analytical and detached way that really brings you this epiphany that comes through. They're saying especially during quiet time. So meditate, after work, before work, even during, right? Do a little bit of clearing, just kind of being present, because that's going to bring you the answers that you need, the epiphanies that you need about your work situation and why it's not working anymore, but rather what you need. Because wondering why you wound up in the situation or why this is happening, it just tells you how to get back to where you are. Sometimes it's really about where do I need to go and then what do I need to understand about my situation now to support me on that journey. Okay, so it's a little bit reversed. And you're going to understand this, okay? I'm not going to harp too deeply into it because I feel like that's just self-exploration that's needed, and they're validating that very strongly for me. And then in the way of your personal growth. So you've taken care of your relationships. You've taken care of your career. Now, what do you need this month in order to feel fulfilled, okay? This is really about, what do I need? Sometimes life looks great and you're just not feeling it. Then dive into the personal growth, because this will give you your keys to your happiness and success, your personal success. And this month, it's really about the relationship component, about feeling safe, stable, secure in your relationships, not giving up on those you love, and understanding that you have to let them figure out their stuff. I feel like some of you have been such, I want to say parents, okay? Maybe some of you are parents, and some of you have been a parent-like figure that have given the stability and, security to others, and now you're seeing that this doesn't work. You have to let other people grow up and mature and do their part, okay? So don't give up, but there's really this kindred spirits element. So the relationships you're speaking about, there's some of them are friends, you've evolved and you don't want to let them go because you've been with them for so long, but you notice that you've grown and changed. And the advice card is my favorite, okay? The advice is, and this is an opportunity, okay? This is fated, okay? I have to touch on that first. What's happening with your personal growth, for your soul growth, for what makes you fulfilled today, this time in your life, for many of you, is fated. Meaning the fates aligned, this was going to happen, it's like weather, it's here. You know what I mean? Now you're responsible to how you respond to it. And how you respond will ultimately decide your destiny. For some of you, these are relationships that have been around for a long time and you've outgrown them and you don't know what to do anymore and you don't know how to make the choices and decisions. Ultimately, the card of the world is signifying to you that your values have shifted. You're in a new place, a new time, your values are shifting. And ultimately, this is about a happy ending and a new beginning and coming full circle with growth, okay? And this is advice, so this is an option for you. Are you going to make the most out of this situation? If this is the, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening again, okay? If you keep doing what you did before, you're going to have the same outcomes and ultimately see it again in your future. But if you choose to respond for your highest and best destiny, for your highest and best happiness, you're going to see a different outcome. So they are advising, tap into your values, understand what was old, what's new, and really get to that place, because ultimately the outcome is that you will need to make decisions. Okay? But you got it. Self-reflection is key here, to tap in and really do this for yourself, to really understand, are these situations still serving me? Do I want to stay here and learn and evolve and, change the way I do things so I support my health and well-being as well as other people's? Understanding that taking on other people's stuff all the time can be enabling them to be a victim. Okay? And for ourselves, we also, we all do this in some way. Where are we being a victim, and where do we, find people who will enable us to continue this way? And in like form, that victim is enabling our need to feel needed or powerful, right? Either way, tap in, do your meditation. There is change in your world, Taurus, but it's gentle, it's beautiful. And honestly, when this card shows up, this is not about upgrading one area of your life, like getting the new job or a new friend or a new romance. This is upgrading the quality of your life. This is where you get the job that gives you the flexibility to take care of your family, the money to live a lifestyle. This is lifestyle change. This is literally upgrading all areas of your life, but it's a choice. So step into it. I know I would. So until we meet again, I wish you all best of luck. And please, actually, I need to tap into that. If you like my videos, please like, comment, share. I'd love to hear from you. If you have questions or would like me to cover any specific content, please let me know. You can also follow me on Facebook or jump over to my blog to find out more guidance and advice that I offer each week. And finally, if you're interested in learning more about your energy base, especially now as you're going through this, you may want to check out my Energy Foundations course, and that's over at Gumroad. So until I meet all of you again in October, ciao for now, Taurus.